Welcome, everyone. The focus of our discussion today is sovereignty. My name is Madina, and our guest speaker is Lydia Zhelamkova, who will be shedding light on the topic. She is a supporter of the National Liberation Movement. You get used to seeing her as the host of the Голос Отечества. Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to be here with us, Lydia.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to talk to you now.
Without further ado, I'm going to ask you some important questions that concern us nowadays. The first question is, in what manner did the dissolution of the Soviet Union come about in 1991? What factors get to demise the Soviet Union?
First of all, I should mention that there is no unity among people when talking about the reasons of Soviet Union collapse. People think much about that and give different reasons of what happened. Some believe that it took place because of the economy factors. Some blame old people who came to rule the country. But still, I must fix your attention to the point that those who crushed Soviet Union, those spread those lies. I'm sorry. That's America and betrayers inside Soviet Union and Russia. When asked about the reasons of Soviet Union collapse, Vladimir Putin said that it's inner reasons. But still, a betrayer is inner reason. When saying betrayer, I mean Mikhail Gorbachev, who was the leader of the country, but he was not strong enough to gain all this power by himself, and he was helped from outer powers, from outer actors. I mean, CIA and Department of States of America. That's why he had to do what America dictated to him, what America said him to do. It was his only thing to obey America. That's why he collapsed Soviet Union. He destroyed federal states, federal structures of Soviet Union and pushed out the republics of Soviet Union. He did it illegally, so he broke the law when doing it. He had no power to do it, and he didn't ask people's will properly. Instead, he pretended to. That's why all the Soviet Union collapse and the things connected to it took place in a very cruel, illegal, and I'd say non-reasonable way. There was no reason to destroy what was done by people and to throw it into garbage. I'm sorry for these words, but that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that the reason of Soviet Union collapse is betrayal that was done by Mikhail Gorbachev and his colleagues.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Have the former Soviet republics truly attained independence and gained self-governance since 1991, when the Soviet Union disintegrated into separate entities and cease to exist as a unified entity on the world stage?
Well, when separating, republics were not asked if they want to. So when a republic um, faced the fact that Mikhail Gorbachev collapsed the Soviet Union, what had the republic do? Uh, Mikhail Gorbachev uh, pushed out the republics in illegal way. Uh, Firstly, it happened to republics of Baltia, like Estonia and so on. Then he did it to all other republics, and Russian Republic, that was the part of the Soviet Union, was among them. Every republic separated from Soviet Union in illegal way. Uh, there was a law of Soviet Union. Its number is 1409. This law discuss, describes the way how the separation of any republic should take place. But still, no republics followed this law. That's why many people's death, many family tragedies, and many bad things happen to people. If this law was followed, all these bad things would have been prevented. So the separation of republics took place in absolutely illegal and cruel way that harmed many, many people. And of course, when we talk about the result, the republics did not gain sovereignty because when it took place, when the separation took place, America had these republics over their influence. So when separating from Soviet Union, the small states came under the power of United States of America. Maybe they thought that they will balance between Russia and United States, but it can't happen because when gaining sovereignty in illegal way, you have to fight with your mother country. You have to prove your sovereignty, and that's why you have to look for America's help. That's why all these republics didn't gain sovereignty. And what happened next is uh, that product separation agreement took place. I'm sorry, product share agreements. The agreements that allowed foreign countries to deal with all the goods that took place in the lands of republics. It's gas, oil, and so on. And this product share agreement allows foreigners to behave like it was their own land and their own goods. And the country itself gains mostly nothing from this agreement. Such agreements took place in Africa. And it happened to former Soviet republics too. That's the sad truth.
Okay, right. Can we, the last question, can we regain sovereignty within the 1945 borders, or we are doomed to remain under foreign control?
When talking about borders, so we must remember that the borders of 145 are the borders of victory, the victory of Soviet Union, of Russia, the victory of fascism. and it was also our will to protect our country. When talking about death that took place during this process, it's a huge number. It's 27 million of people, or even more. That's why when we ask, do we need Estonia or Lithuania in our um, zone of control, we should say yes, because our granddads and so on fight it for it, and we are not those who disrespect our granddads so much that we should throw away their victory and the results of it. So it's saint thing for us to respect our granddad's will to free these territories and to control these territories. So when talking about NATO, it's the same question, it's the same issue. NATO was founded to fight our granddads and grandmothers. It was not their will to face this enemy, but they did, they faced, and they had to do something with NATO. We should remember all this, their will to fight NATO, to stop NATO, and we could never allow NATO to send its weapons and its soldiers to the land that was protected by our granddads and grandmothers. I mean, Ukraine and all the republics of the Soviet Union. So our idea is NATO should move out from USSR territory. So it's saint will of our granddads and grandmothers to keep this territory ours. Of course, we should not fight with our people's republics, with the republics of former Soviet Union to gain this territory, but we should make an agreement with these republics that they will not allow NATO to enter into these territories or something like this. Maybe we should make any agreement about Russia's due to protect all this territory from NATO, maybe using nuclear weapons and so on. But what we need to do it is the will of citizens of Russian Federation and other republics. It's people's will to support Vladimir Putin in his national liberation fight, and we should help him to put goals in our nuclear weapons. That's how we gain sovereignty.
Thank you for the detailed explanation. I hope it helped our audience understand the issue better. Um, Thank you once again, Lydia, for taking your time to talk with us about such important questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This issue is very actual, and I must add that any citizen of the world is interested to help us in this fight because our main reason is legal reason. The law is over our side, so the law fixed that. The territory of Soviet Union is still actual if we think it is. So we should say loudly that we disagree with what happened in 191, and we should take our agreement for these illegal things back. That's how all the countries will fight separatism and legal collapse that is happening now.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.